Hello, everybody, and welcome to the fifth show of Smart Insights' 7th Annual Digital Trend Summit. My name's Jack Davis. I'm the marketing team here lead at Smart Insights, and I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out to join us for today's webinars. For anybody who joined us at previous summits, welcome back. And for anybody new to the summit, we'd like to wish you a very warm welcome, and we hope that you'll gain a lot from the day. First up, just a quick word about who we are, because at Smart Insights, our mission is simple: to provide marketers, whoever and wherever you are, with the skills and knowledge you need to experience success in learning, in your careers and in business. Today we have 6 webinars for you covering a wide range of topics. You can join these live as they happen today or catch up on demand when you get the chance. We just heard from Sophie Clark, who's the marketing lead for the UK and Nordics at Talkwalker. She covered social media trends in 2021, and I highly recommend you catch up on demand when you get the chance if you missed it. But for now though, I'd like to welcome Farouk Aydin, who is the Head of Growth at IH Technologies. Farouk, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Jack. Great to be here with you.
Brilliant. Before I head over to Farouk, just a quick spot of housekeeping to run through.
Sure.
You can send any questions that you have in the comments box on the screen throughout the session, and we'll try our best to cover as many of these at the end of the show. If we don't get to them though, Farouk will respond directly to you on email after the show. You can also download the slides from the Attachments tab on the screen. In the Attachments tab, there are also some other useful links that the presenters have included for you as well. And we also recommend that you get involved on social media using the hashtag Digital Trends Summit 2021. But for now, that's enough from me, so I'll hand over to Farouk. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Jack. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today at this webinar. I hope we can refresh our viewers' knowledge on certain email marketing topics and give them some inspiration for their email marketing efforts. I believe it's the first time I actually had the chance to meet with many of you, maybe a little bit about myself and what I do. I'm reaching out to you from Gdansk, the beautiful city in Poland. As a professional, I help marketers get better results by leveraging artificial intelligence in their email marketing programs. I found myself in email marketing about 6 years ago. I actually didn't have any career plans in this direction. I basically fell into it. In the recent years, as I observe how AI is reshaping the marketing industry, I try to understand it better and share my knowledge with the email marketing community. At IH, we make AI accessible for email marketers. Using our AI-powered solution, we help marketing teams engage with their subscribers better and get more revenues from email channels. It feels a little uneasy for many people when we talk about AI. This suspicious attitude towards technology in general has been around for centuries. It's nothing new. For instance, think about the introduction of autonomous elevators. People at that time were very anxious about using them. In the transition time, an elevator operator had to assist people to make them feel more comfortable using it. It is very similar to what people say nowadays about self-driving cars. Another example, during the early times of the Industrial Revolution, a group of textile workers destroyed textile machineries as a form of protest. They feared that machines would replace their work. This happened like 200 years ago, and to me, it seems like some things never really changed. In 1950s, some philosophers defined technology as an extension of ourselves, our own bodies. For instance, we use wheels or cars as an extension of our feet, taking us to the distant places where we would like to go. But so far, the extension of man through technology was limited to our biological features. And it is the first time with artificial intelligence we experience a cognitive extension of ourselves. We are not yet familiar with it. Maybe this uncertainty is the reason why people have a suspicious attitude towards artificial intelligence. Also, everybody probably noticed in Hollywood movies, we see the rise of the machines and they are taking over the world. To be honest, we are quite far from it. On the contrary, we are shifting our mindset to the human plus machines concept, as machines can amplify the work we do in a way that as humans we never dreamed of doing before. Right before we get started, maybe it would be a good idea to give a little bit insight about what we are talking about today. AI, in a way, the techniques that help machines and computers mimic our behavior. AI stays at the highest level. For instance, a device being smart. What makes it smart is machine learning, which is basically computers figuring out things that they acquired from data without even being programmed for it. And there's a further subset of algorithms or techniques called deep learning, which enables computers to solve more complex problems. In my opinion, the most applicable component of AI in today's marketing is machine learning. Basically, what makes machine learning stand out and useful for us is that you no longer need to program every single thing and give all the directions, but it can learn over time as it fits with more data, more cases, and more examples. To give an example, imagine yourself when you just started your email marketing journey. You probably needed your manager to train you at every single task. But now, all you need to do is the goal of a campaign, and you get it done without detailed guidance or any other instructions. Over the last decade, there has been a lot of noise about AI. Even some people think that AI is just a hype or another buzzword. On Brand asked over 1,000 marketing and branding professionals about the most overhyped trends or technologies last year, and apparently AI is one of them. Well, I agree that there has been a hype, but I think in 2021, it is not possible to talk about marketing without discussing artificial intelligence. What we know is that AI has moved from academic research labs to mainstream business implementation, and there are a lot of new use cases every day. Especially in marketing, AI is increasingly accessible to average marketer. Apparently, marketers actually enjoy AI capabilities when it comes to the revenues. According to a recent survey, McKinsey surveyed business people from different departments about AI adoption, and marketing and sales professionals benefit artificial intelligence the most. I think we can't avoid the impact of AI in marketing, and it's not going anywhere soon. So we need to understand how to incorporate with it. An interesting use case of AI in the early days done by Harley-Davidson's marketing, and they've actually had quite interesting results. Their New York dealership had a very profitable summer season, and they had no idea what to do in the next season, in the next upcoming winter season. They handed over their online marketing to an AI tool called Albert. They gave Albert all the creatives, headlines, told which ad platforms to use, and defined the desired outcomes that they are looking to have. Albert started analyzing the available data, such as CRM system, a website interaction. Then it created clusters or similar groups to advertise. During the first weekend, they sold 15 new motorcycles, which was twice more than the best previous weekend. And Albert's optimization capabilities actually gave Harley-Davidson some additional audience. But even they never thought some of those groups as potential buyers before. As Albert optimized their ads, channels, budgets, and other things in their marketing program, Harley-Davidson's leads were up by 3,000% at the end of the third month. As humans, we have certain needs and limitations. For instance, I myself, I can't even wake up without a cup of coffee every morning. We are very prone to make mistakes. However, machines can perform effectively at certain levels. Moreover, our decisions can be biased. We often make decisions to prove something or avoid something. On the other hand, machines are programmed to make the most logical decisions, and they can help us become fully data-driven. Let's take a short break here and ask our viewers maybe a question. Jack, would you be able to display it for me, please?
Yep, I'll put the poll live now.
Sure. Okay, so we would like to know from you the biggest challenge that you have in your email marketing efforts now. And I'm actually curious, Jack, can you please tell me what you guys have? What's your biggest challenge now?
I can try and answer that. Yeah, sure. So at Smart Insights, what's our biggest challenge in email marketing? Good question. We've seen great engagement on email since the pandemic started, but I think really to keep up that performance and make sure our emails are targeted to our members, we're looking at integrating customer data from the different sources that we have. This is to make sure our comms are relevant and we're giving our members kind of what they want and what they're interested in, really. So for us, it's really about that customer data from different sources integration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like the first option as far as I understand.
Yeah, I'd say so. I feel that's our biggest challenge.
I'm very curious about our viewers, what they think. So I think we have less than a minute to see the results, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Just a few more dropping in now.
All right, it goes personalization now.
Yeah, it looks like personalization is winning.
Yeah.
There you go. If anyone else got any more votes, just pop them in because the poll will end in a moment.
Yeah. Like thinking about all the different devices and data sources that we have got, CRMs, well, definitely it's a big challenge. So let's see what's the result.
Yeah, it looks like the results have finished.
Okay, I can see with 56%, delivering personalized content at scale looks like the biggest challenge from our audience. That's amazing. I included it already in our presentation for the use cases, so I'd love to have a look at it. I talk to a lot of email marketers, and personalization at scale comes out as one of the major challenges. Also, they see managing the data, dealing with data is the second biggest challenge. So I see the results we have got are in line with what I hear from the market in general. So we are talking about email marketers, but on the flip side, when we look at the consumers, we see an increasing demand from email subscribers for a valuable inbox experience. Obviously, it's not like brands don't want to deliver this experience, but it is really hard to meet these expectations for marketers at scale. At this stage, email marketers turn to AI capabilities to tackle these challenges and meet the expectations from their customers. The AI use cases I will share with you today help marketers make better and faster decisions using data. Like a typical AI workflow would look like this. Once you identify the business problem you'd like to solve, you need to input all the data to the system. Only after that, AI can provide predictions, which would be used to make decisions later. When we look at the successful applications of AI in email marketing, we notice that those companies have their customer data from all different sources integrated and available for the AI system to learn from. we are talking about millions of data points about your subscribers here. Management and organization of this data can be really overwhelming. As humans, we are unable to process massive amounts of data quickly. AI, on the other hand, can analyze those big chunks of data and turn them into more consumable forms. In a way, we see machines take over the boring part and provide us the actionable insights. And all these insights at the end can help us send relevant and personalized messages to our customers. As we meet our customers' expectations, they would stay with our brand for a longer time, and they become loyal customers to our brand, which brings us to a customer lifetime value concept. CLV is a total revenue a business can reasonably expect from a single customer account. By leveraging customer behavioral data, statistical models, and machine learning algorithms, we can predict CLV. But why do we need CLV prediction? First of all, it allows us to see which acquisition channels deliver the customers with the highest value. This way, we can prioritize those channels and spend our marketing budget wisely. One of the major impacts we experienced during the pandemic is the huge budget cuts, and AI can help us operate efficiently with what we already have. Either these customers that we are working with, they are the one-time buyers or VIP customers, we can apply the right strategies to them so that we can keep them together with our brand. In general, when you know your CLV, you can improve it. You can work on retaining your existing customers through email marketing. For most businesses, especially in the current circumstances, retention could be a key strategy since acquiring new customers may cost almost 7 times more than retaining your current customers. I'd like to show you an example from one of our clients. The second column represents the predicted clicks, and the third column represents the actual clicks. The overall discrepancy here, when we look at it, it is only 0.71%. So you can see that the predicted clicks and revenue are close to actual values. Finally, we can say that CLV prediction allows you to optimize customer journey, which we will touch base right now. Machine learning helps us create a single customer profile, and each profile becomes a new segment. An individual communication sequence and communication schedule can be implemented, can be selected with personalized content according to your customers' wants, needs, and preferences. As brands, as marketers, we interact with each customer at a different stage of their journey with our brand. It is crucial that we correctly understand what they want, and we should provide them the right experience. However, doing that is not easy, and it gets even harder as we have more channels and devices that customers can interact with our brand. When we acquire new subscribers, it is the most important stage. We should send them a welcome series for a strong engagement. AI can stimulate this interest by optimizing content and promotions for each subscriber. In the next stage, as subscribers are active, algorithms can predict their behavior and provide relevant products and promotions for them. In the third stage, engaged customers may have different motivation levels, so AI helps us read the digital body language of our customers. When we notice that our customers are becoming a little inactive, we can send them new and engaging content along with some exclusive promotions and benefits. Finally, AI can predict churn sentiment, and we can send win-back campaigns to bring those subscribers back to the cycle. AI-powered systems can effectively build this whole customer journey and identify what action to take at each scenario. In my opinion, the brands which adopt AI technology will be ahead in the competition in 2021. I'm not sure if Airbnb uses AI-powered features. Probably they do, but I just find their emails quite beautiful, and I wanted to share with you an example for each email type at these stages of customer journey. So as you can see here, they start with welcome series, and they send these messages as the first ones to their subscribers. And for the active ones, they send more content. And those who are really engaged with the brand, Airbnb doesn't only suggest the accommodation options, but maybe some other experiences like some gigs and concerts around them. And this is an example for reactivation. So they send some specific messages to get their interest. And finally, when the brand notices that there's a churn sentiment, they send some special gifts, special occasions to their subscribers. When I talk to marketers that I work with, I noticed that they are all aware of the essential practices that we discussed today. Also, right after our survey, we saw that we are all aware of the personalization, for instance. According to a survey, email marketers in general, they know that personalized messages are very effective, but they find them really difficult to build. Using AI capabilities, email marketers can create a highly personalized message content at scale. With personalization, we are looking to make email messages feel like they are one-to-one emails and they are tailored to each individual. Here, our goal is to build a stronger relationship with each subscriber, provide them a unique experience, and ultimately convert them into loyal long-term customers. The most common AI use case is predictive recommendations when it comes to personalization. We see many recommendations in our daily lives, actually. We even expect from brands like Amazon, Netflix, or Spotify to show us those personalized or compelling content that we might be interested in. To make these recommendations more relevant and personalized, we need to have certain data, such as the list of products or content that the company is offering, obviously the customer data, which is basically the same thing as the single customer profile we mentioned earlier, and most importantly, customer interactions with the products or the content the company offers. Having all these at hand, recommendations can be done very precisely. Everyone knows Netflix, so I wanted to give an example with it. Netflix has about 80% of viewer activity influenced by its recommendation algorithms. Their goal is to achieve the maximum happiness per dollar spent for each user. But how they manage to get such high accuracy with their recommendations? First of all, they track any data to maximize the personalized user experience. They classify the content and tag them for each user, and they create thousands of clusters derived from subscribers' viewing habits from day one. Their recommendation engines are based on similar viewing patterns of the similar subscriber taste. Obviously, they apply many recommendation types. For instance, trending content is one of them. I think we are all familiar with it. They show the most popular or trending shows that are relevant to an audience. Another one can be recent content recommendations. If you like to check out new and fresh content, I think it's a great way to engage with users. And all these images that you see here, they're actually done with the help of machine learning. So Netflix uses machine learning to pick up the best images for creating the artwork for their shows. It's not over yet. Netflix uses time and device details as well for better personalization, since we all have different viewing patterns during weekdays or weekends. But email marketers can also use message timing and frequency optimization. During my career in email marketing, I heard many opinions about the best time to send emails. Even like during a podcast last year, I heard that B2B sales emails can be sent on Thursdays because Thursday is the best day for that. So like imagine all those salespeople sending you their salesy emails on Thursdays. That would be hell. So as humans, it is impossible for us to estimate it for each subscriber at a scale. But machines can do that. Based on past activity, time zone, habits, machine learning algorithms watch how each person on your list interacts with your email. And then they find the best time to send an email with the highest likelihood to get opened. This way, your emails will not be buried in your subscribers' inbox, and you will be more visible to your audience, and you'll have more chances to get that message open. However, there's a catch here. If you send too many emails, you may risk overwhelming your subscribers. For this reason, you should pay attention to the unsubscribe rate. If you send very few emails, then your subscribers, your audience may forget about your brand. So here you can see an example from one of our clients, and it shows the sweet spot where AI keeps the frequency and volume at an optimal level. In the other case, we put one of our email specialists in a competition with our AI solution, and apparently the human gut feeling or guesstimation was beaten by the machine. Another case study, which is a very good example of sending frequency optimization, is from a famous chocolate company. They realized an increased unsubscribe rate, and they noticed that their customers were not engaging with their email messages. As they implemented a solution for optimizing their email frequency, they figured out that they were sending too frequently to their audience. One thing they changed after the optimization, that they only sent those frequent messages to those customers who were really engaging with the brand. And at the end, they saw a 40% lower email volume, lowest unsubscribe rate, and improved open rate. By optimizing sending frequency, the company increased their revenue from email channel by 25%. In the second part of my presentation, I'd like to share with you some trends or topics to watch this year. 2020 was a rough year for most of us in both personal and professional lives. However, we had the biggest leap forward in artificial intelligence development, particularly in natural language generation component of AI. Elon Musk's OpenAI company released GPT-3, which is the most powerful language model ever, and it can do translations, it can answer questions, write codes for apps, or it can even write poems. Those companies which have the access for GPT-3's API, they have already been working on some mind-blowing AI-powered tools. And Other Side AI email assistant is one of them. Imagine a tool that writes email for you. All you need to do is to put a simple summary of what you want to say, and the tool generates a perfect email for you. It learns over time how you write, what you write, and the outcome can sound as natural as you wrote those emails yourself. You can even choose your tone, such as formal or funny or casual emails. I think tools like this can empower marketing copywriting in the future. Machines can learn the way brands communicate with customers, and they can write appealing content for brands. Actually, as email marketers, we are very familiar with a great tool called as Phrasee. This AI-powered tool can generate engaging subject lines which can resonate with your subscribers. I'd like to share one of their successful works with you, which is Domino's case study. Domino's was looking for ways to increase customer engagement in their email messages. And once they started working with Phrasee, they wanted to create those engaging subject lines. And in just 2 months, they saw 26% uplift in open rates and 57% uplift in their clicks. And obviously, text is not the only way we consume content. In emails, marketers often use images to attract subscribers. However, finding those images, managing them, and matching them with your target audience can be very challenging. Mostly, currently, this job is done through human review, and it's not scalable for personalization. AI-powered tools like Shuttler or Stackla can automate this process. I believe we will see more and more tools like this in the future to make marketers' life easier. We definitely love consuming visual content, as every day billions of images are shared across social media and other channels. And for most of us, sharing photos are a lot of fun and expressive way of communication. However, blind or visually impaired users have to depend on the alt text descriptions. And, well, you guess it, most images published online are missing those alt text. Today, we have AI-powered applications that can provide blind or visually impaired users better accessibility. For instance, Seeing AI can describe images in email messages that you can look in your email client, and you can also apply it in some other applications like Twitter or Photos in your iPhone. Another one, which is very fresh, just last week, Facebook announced 10 times improved AI-powered photo descriptions. People using screen readers could hear what a photo may contain on Facebook. This technology is really advanced, so the descriptions are very detailed. For instance, they have the ability to identify activities or landmarks or types of animals, you just name it. It's even possible to include information such as a position of it or like the size of the elements in a photo. I hope this tool can be applied to email messages to increase accessibility as well. Last year, we had many ups and downs. It was a totally unpredictable year. Obviously, it affected us as marketers, but also consumers and the way they perceive things in general. Many brands, they were not really prepared for such times, and they didn't know how to react. But at the end of the day, willingly or not, we learned a lot of things. For me, at least, in my case, one of the things that I adopted was Agile principles in both my personal and professional life. I believe this concept is very popular, and I will not really go into details, but I'd like to share with you some of the benefits that adopting an Agile email marketing can help. You can adapt changing customer needs better. You will have a strategy, so you'll be closer to your audience in times of uncertainty like last year we had. You'll notice increased efficiency and better collaboration within your team as well. But how AI can help you become more agile? It's simple. AI-powered systems can save your team's time from all these repetitive tasks, and you can work on improving your processes, and at the end you can have a bulletproof marketing team. Due to the pandemic last year, in many countries, shopping malls and stores have been closed, and this situation forced brands to adapt and go all in digital. However, on the consumer end, we noticed something totally different. We noticed that a huge spike in the emails that we are getting. We already know that consumers have a very short attention span, and email marketers will need to do more experiments to beat the competition in the crowded inboxes of their customers. We can mention a couple of things today. First one is to review your copy and become more empathetic to your audience. You may want to communicate with them in a more authentic and personalized way. You may also want to check the design trends. Recently, consumers enjoy minimalist emails with less distraction where they can get to the point easily. Dynamic and interactive email content will stand out for sure. You can see that works the best by applying multivariate testing, which is one of the features on AI-powered email solutions, and see what templates your customers engage the most. Google AMP for email is one of the best examples for truly interactive emails. Basically, you can make your emails shoppable already in the inbox. Merchants using AMP feature, they say that they see over a 30% increase in their revenues. I think this year we will also see more brands bringing AR and VR experience for online shoppers. For instance, we know IKEA already has an AI catalog app, and before you purchase a sofa, for instance, you can visualize it in your living room. E-commerce and online retail companies are working on visual stores, so the shoppers, they can have a unique experience when they even they cannot visit a physical store. As you probably followed recently, the data privacy and cybersecurity topics are really hot, and I think they should be. Again, machines can help us with combating those cyber risks, which will become even more significant in 2021. Companies can integrate AI into their cybersecurity systems to prevent such costly risks. In the recent State of AI report, an interesting fact was covered, and they noticed that about 88% of data breaches, they were actually causing because of human errors. And a company called Station, they have got a machine learning model which is trained on employees' email behavior, and they are able to detect and block such attacks. For those who would like to learn more about AI in marketing, I've got a few suggestions. These resources are in various formats, like interactive text, audio or video. On IH website, we publish regular blog posts and infographics as well. So you can check out our website and also follow us on LinkedIn. And here, some of these free courses, they even have certificates, so you can go ahead and get one. And if you'd like to have a deep dive into AI, you can check out Google, Microsoft, or IBM's resources. If you'd like to discuss how you can apply AI use that we talk about today, all the different use cases, you can reach me out via email on our website or on LinkedIn. My team and myself will be happy to book a free consultation session with you and discuss further. Thank you for your time. I hope it was useful, and I'm very happy to answer questions if you have any.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Farouk. That was really interesting. Some great tips and information listed in there. We've got a few minutes, so we can answer a few of the questions that have popped in. Sure. What I will say is if we don't get to any of them, we will be sending these to Farouk after the show, so he will be able to get back to you directly on these. So we've got a couple, so I'll just kick off. So one viewer has asked how they can get started with AI and email marketing and use some of the features that you've mentioned.
Yeah. First of all, I think we should prioritize the strategy before the tools because AI is like very popular and everyone would like to get AI, but it's not going to change anything, immediately. It's not a silver bullet. So the marketing teams, they should identify the problem they want to solve, and they need to define what results they would like to get. And then afterwards, they can start small. For instance, they can just go ahead with one use case. And then after that, as they see the success, they can scale up along the way. But they should remember one thing. They need to integrate all existing marketing tools and workflows with the AI system. So AI system, machine learning will have something to learn from. And this is very crucial. And sometimes this can actually take more time. And finally, it's not just a quick process. AI transformation needs some time, so our viewers should be also aware of it.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks for that, Farouk. Another viewer has asked a really good question. They've asked, do you think AI systems can be used by small or medium companies? And I think the question is really looking at around associated costs, etc. Is it possible for small and medium companies to get involved?
Yeah, I think it's a good question because we were talking about large companies. Yeah, so we should touch base. I understand that AI systems has a reputation that they might be expensive, but I think it's because in the early times, the large enterprise level CRM systems, only they could have some AI features. And for that reason, people think that AI is like an expensive thing. But now it is really accessible to all marketers and all companies. And it doesn't matter the size or shape of them. So definitely small or medium-sized companies can also work with AI and afford to it.
Brilliant. That's great. I think we've got time for just squeezing one more in. It says, do I need to change email service providers to apply these features, or is it possible to integrate these solutions with their current provider?
First of all, I think our viewers can go ahead and check with their email vendor and see if they have got any features, any AI features that they can apply. So that would be the first step to start with. And even if it's not possible, like majority of the AI tools that I was talking today, they can be applied to many different email vendors, and it is easy to integrate them to the current email service provider. So I would say go ahead and check with your email service provider for these features, and then later look for it. And even if you find one, you can simply integrate that one to your current system.
Brilliant. That's great. Thanks for that, Farouk. I think we're almost out of time, so we're going to have to leave it there. But if you do have any questions, just pop them in, and like I said, we'll pop them through to Farouk, and he'll get back to you. We'd also recommend that you get involved on social media using the hashtag Digital Trend Summit 2021. And once again, I'd like to thank Farouk for his time in joining us today. It's been great to have you with us, Farouk, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone,
Brilliant.
for having me today.
That's great. Thank you. Coming up next at 3 p.m, we have Smart Insights is looking at future-proofing your digital marketing career. We really hope you can join us for it. And we hope you enjoyed the show. So both from myself and Farouk, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.